Hello everyone, this is Gaurav, first undergraduate student at IIT Roorkee in branch Data Science and Artificial Intelligence. Today I'm going to present how to code Hangman game in C++. So the agenda of this presentation is overview of Hangman game and exactly what Hangman game is, the key component of the code, and the functions that I have created in this whole code. So basically there are functions that I have created, and then there are main function and the code execution flow, and at the end the conclusion of the whole presentation. Overview of Hangman game. Hangman is a simple word guessing game in which a random word is selected from a list of uh, similar type of words, and the player have maximum 6 attempts to guess the letter before losing the game. And for each incorrect guess, there is a part of Hangman being drawn to visually represent the player progression, and the game ends with the player successfully guessing the letter uh, or running out of attempts. So the user input the guesses and the feedback is provided for both correct and incorrect attempts. Key component of code. As I have said, there are basically four major components in this code. The first three are the function that I have created, and then there is a main function. So the first function is random word in through which is the random function through which I select a random word from the list that I have created, and then there is the game info through which I display the info of the game, and then there is draw hangman, which visually represent hangman based on incorrect guesses, and then there is a main function. So the first function is random word. Random word is actually a name of the function that I've created to get a uh, random word from the list of the fruit that I have stored in the code. So it could be divided into four parts. The first part is vector storage, and then in which I have stored the name of the fruit. Then there is random seed initialization, which I will explain. And then is the random index generation. And then is word selection. So basically, fourth part is the return value. So I return a string based with the help of an index which I generate. And the index which I generate is always a random as I run the code. So here's the code. So this is the random word function. As you can see, there is a string which stores the name of the fruits, and I use string because it is easier to add more words, and it is more suitable than array. Then these are the three steps, as you can see, through which I have generating a random word always. So first, to gen so as you can see, the return type is a string, and to return uh, string, I'm generating a random index every time, and then returning the value. So how I'm generating a random index first, uh, you have to know how to generate a random number. So it could be done with the help of a function called rand, which is included in this library. Um, Rand basically generates a random number every time I run this code. But there is a problem with this what I will say, this function. As you can see, it has generated 41. If I again run this code, the number will be generated is 41. As you can see, um, for a code, how many time I run, the number will be same. So to change the number, there is a function called srand in this library. So basically, what is that is allow us uh, to change the seed value. Seed value is basically the initializing value for the random function. So you can we could say that how the random function work is actually there is some kind of function that takes some value which is called seed, and then output a random number. So seed values always set there is always a default values set in every code, but we could change it with the help of srand. So as you can see, I've changed the value of seed value with the help of srand as yeah. So the number is generated is different. If I again run the code, the number is again 152. So for one uh, seed value, the random number will be same. So there should be a way so I can get a random function every time I run this code. So this could be done if I could be able to change the seed value. So it could be done with the help of a function called time, which is included in C time libraries. So basically, what time functions do is it uses the current time on your desktop and give an integer input here. So it gives some integer value based on the time on your desktop. So if I run this code now, the value of x will be random every time. So as you can see, it's 30378. And if I again run this, the value is different. Yeah. But as you can see, the value are too big, and our index should be between 0 and 8 to get anywhere this. So it could be easily done with the help of a module. So if I divide this number by 9, the number will always be between 0 and 8 as it gives the remainder. So 6. If I again run the code, the return value is 2. So what I'm doing here is using word dot size. So basically word dot size gives the size number of element in a vector, and then here is 9, so it is getting divided by 9 and always returning an index between 0 to 8. So with the help of that index, uh, I'm accessing the value uh, elements of the vector and then always returning a random word. So the next function that I've created is game info. So every time a round is over, I want to display the current situation of the game, basically the current word and the list of the guest letter and the show how many attempts are left. So I've created this function. So here is the code for this function. So basically this function takes the inputs value from the user. First is C word, then attempt left and guest letter, which I have defined in the main function here. And then is see out one by one. So the last function I have created is draw hangman. So basically it's a visual representation of the incorrect attempt in hangman game. It draw different stages of hangman based on the attempt left, and it utilize if else statement uh, to manage. So here's the code of the raw hangman. Yeah, here is it. So it basically take input value as attempt left, and then if the attempt left is 5, mean there is one incorrect guess, so it only draw one part. If there is two incorrect guess, it draws two part, and so on. If it's three, then three part, and in the last you have if all the guesses are wrong and you have zero attempt left, then the whole hangman is drawn and the game will be end. So finally, there is the main function. So I could say there are a five step in this main function. First, the game initialization. So uh, the start the game start with the generation of random word and declaring the attempt of the game is 6. Then I generate a loop in uh, which will continue unless the game ends by guessing the correct word or running out of attempts. So for in each run of this loop, user have to input a character and which is checked in the function, and if after every attempt there is a the game info is represented, and if the attempt is incorrect, a hangman is drawn. So here's the code of overall function. Yeah, so where is the main function here? Here's the int main function. First, I declare, uh, as you can see, uh, one integer which is attempt left, which are initially 6, and there is a string called s word, which is secret word, and I'm calling a random word, so it could be stored in a secret word, and then I'm using a string called c word, which is basically a current word. So it represents the situation of a current word. Suppose if my word is apple, then I don't know, but I want the user to know how many letters are present in the word. So I want it to represent like five dashes. So dash, 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 and dash like that. So it is done with the help of uh, writing one more way of string. So suppose G is a string and I'm saying string, and 5 is basically how many time I want to repeat this character. So if I run this code, the output will be of G will be these 5 star. So this is, as you can see, yeah, this consecutive 5 stars. So it will generate the number of dashes as there are number of word in secret word. So I mean one number of letter in secret word. And I'm creating a vector called guess letter. So first I see out to, as the game initialize, welcome to Hangman, category is fruit, and you have 6 attempt left, and the word, which will show how many letters it has. So here I'm using a while loop. So the only two way to end this loop is will be if my attempt are lesser than one, which means I run out of attempts and I couldn't win the game, or if I win the game and corrected the word correctly, and if this command run, I have it will see out you have won the game, and it will break out of the while function and directly end the game. But if it doesn't, but to before that we have to uh, get a character input and guess if it is true or not. So first I define a character called guest letter, which I see in by which I see in by a user. Then I push back. I use here pushback. So basically, what pushback do is store the value in a vector. And suppose in a vector there is value 1 comma 2, and I use pushback, then pushback 3, then it will be 1 2 3. If I then push back 12, then it will be 1 2 3 12. So I I see in a value guess letter, or and I also define a boolean if you here called round, and I'm initially defining it as a false. So for int I equals to 0, so I'm basically here using for loop, so I could compare guess letter to every letter in the secret word. If guess letter is equal to is present in secret word, this uh, the C word will be updated. Suppose my secret word is apple and my guess letter is P. So my after first if at index 0 nothing will change, but at I equals to 1 the code will run, and my C word become dash P dash dash dash, and then and the round value becomes true. Then again for I equals to 2 the code runs again, and it will be like A P P dash dash, and then it will be that. And also, as I was going to tell, why I define a boolean value. So if this code if there is a character present in secret word, then the round value will be true. And if the round value will be true, it will say the good guess after fully running, after checking with every letter in the string, and it will then represent the game info. And if else, my guess letter was not present in the um, secret word, it will detect one of my attempt and see out incorrect guess, and then see out the game info and draw a hangman as it indicates the how many wrong answer you have guessed you have given, and then the game end. So let's run the code and check if the code actually runs or not. So as you can see, it say welcome to Hangman, category fruit, and you have 6 attempts to guess a fruit name, and your fruit contains only 4 letters. So let's check if K is present is there, and K is present, and my guess is correct, so my attempt is not detected. So if I write here A and A is not present there, so my attempt is detected, and one part of Hangman is drawn. So let check if W is present there. W is present, so my current word is updated where W was present. If I write D, the again it is not present there, so it will not consider it. It will detect my attempt and draw one more part. So again, if I C is also not present, if I write I, and so the word was kiwi, and as I guessed it, so I have won the game and the game is ended. So here's code execution flow. It tells how the code flow of code in Hangman code. So the first is random word selection. Then there's display of initial values of the game, like how many attempts are left and numbers of letter in your secret word and other thing. Then player guesses a letter and the letter is checked if it is present in secret word, and if it is present, your current word is updated, and if it is not there, attempt is detected. Uh, and then it goes back to this step, guessing a letter, and again it goes and goes, and it after your and it and if your attempt are less than one, then it break out of this loop, and if your character is and if your word is guessed correctly, the attempt ends, and the loop ends there, and the code end.
So thank you for being here with us. In case of any query, my email is provided here in PPT. So let's end this video. Thank you.